feel me? That came from my cousin, Critty Bo, you feel me? R.I.P. Critty Bo. My cousin Critty Bo started that ghost riding shit, you feel me?
Nigga for sure gotta keep the skeezy out here too, man.
All the way to 39th. Yeah. We one of the biggest, we probably one of the biggest hoods in West Oakland.
Out here, hey, we somewhere out here.
For sure. That's another reason why they call it Ghostown. It look like niggas ain't out here, but niggas out here for sure.
Hey, we used to have this motherfucker turned up.
Hey, this really our shit though.
I ain't gonna lie.
This is my block right
On the
here.
dead homie.
Intellectual street YouTuber that's either in you or it's on you, no in between. Cash Rules Global TV, $sign for the S.
Yeah, man. This real Wild West Oakland, you know what I'm saying?
We outside, nigga.
Outside.
It is what it is, nigga. We outside.
What we on, what's the deal? Cash Rules Global TV, tapping in. Back at it again. Just open up them trap doors, get ready to whip this content, push it out, and get it going, you heard? Man, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and bang that subscribe button. You're here for a reason, you feel me? Spam up that like button next. We're gonna get straight to these YouTube streets. Oakland, the town to be exact. West Oakland to be more specific, you feel me? We're about to get into the Acorn projects versus Ghostown. Shout out to Hood War Stories, you feel me? Globes in the chat.
It's 35th Street, between Martin Luther King Way and San Pablo Avenue. Historically, this small pocket-sized community is known for its violence and blight. Some people believe the name Ghostown originates from a drug kingpin who referred to the area as such, due to the shortage of other drug dealers in the area, whose absence was attributed to the kingpin's dominance of the area. The term ghost riding has also been attributed to this neighborhood. Ghost riding a whip is when a person exits their moving vehicle and dances beside or around it. The Ghostown gangs dominate this area. Their turf has generally been along Martin Luther King Way. Subsets of the Ghost Gang are ASAP, the PT Gang, the Mini Mob, and the Circle Boys. Gangs from the Acorn and Ghostown neighborhood once had a strong alliance leading up to 2006. Generally speaking, West Oakland is a small area, only covering 7 square miles, with only one high school.
A small, active, very active area to be exact.
The Acorn and Ghostown members grew up and went to the same school. Some are even related. On June 30th, 2006, a funeral took place on Filbert Street for a Ghostown resident named Sean. At the end of the funeral, Aaron and Marquise got into a dispute after Aaron accused Marquise of stealing his car. Although Aaron was a Ghostown resident and Marquise was an Acorn resident, they were close, and Aaron referred to Marquise as his godbrother. When Aaron threatened to fight, Marquise and another Acorn resident named Wendell threatened to fight back against him. Another Ghostown member named Jamel threatened to join the fight on Aaron's side. After the funeral, mourners gathered on Martin Luther King Way near 31st Street in Ghostown for a candlelight vigil. Close to 50 people were there. Among them were Joy Nakia, Deshauna, Aaron, and Jamel. At approximately 4:50 p.m., nearby officers heard more than 30 gunshots in rapid succession. One officer saw a white Dodge leaving the scene driving very fast. The officer began to follow the Dodge, but lost sight of the vehicle. Over 40 casings were recovered from an AK-type style rifle and a handgun. Residents of several nearby homes testified that they found bullet holes in their homes. Jermel was shot 3 times during the incident. No one at the scene was willing to talk to police officers. This kicked off a frenzy of back and forth shootings between the Acorn and Ghostown gangs.
So we all spam it up. Let me know if this one kicked it off. West Oakland, stay in West Oakland. East, stay in the east. North, stay in the north. So y'all, let me know.
2 years later, on the night of March 31st, 2008, Kevin McKenzie from Ghostown was shot to death on the 800 block of 31st Street. A sergeant had learned that Aaron had been sitting in the driver's seat of the car that Kevin was next to when he got shot. Aaron was then brought into the station for questioning. Aaron told the sergeant that he believed the person who killed Kevin really intended to kill him. He also proceeded to summarize how the war began between the Acorn and Ghostown neighborhoods. Given full immunity, Aaron testified the entirety of the events leading up to and
How do y'all feel about Aaron?
during the funeral shooting. Jermel, who was the victim of the 2006 funeral shooting, was killed in a separate incident in November 2009. and hence was not available to testify at trial. But at the 2008 preliminary hearing, while he discussed the injuries he sustained as a result of the shooting, he denied the suspected shooters, Mark and his co-defendant Elijah, had anything to do with the shooting, and denied that there had been any argument. Mark Candler and Elijah Thomas, from Acorn, were both convicted of attempted murder, and also 3 counts of firearm possession. The war continued to intensify between Ghostown and Acorn, and bodies began to pile up on both sides.
Niggas ain't trying to hear all that. We fucking over niggas.
With period.
I'm 17. 17, I'm knocking shit down. So any nigga want it, gon' get it.
On November 20th, 2008, at around 5 p.m., Vincent Scott, also known as Pooh, was shot to death while driving his vehicle near the intersection of San Paulo Avenue and Myrtle Street in West Oakland. Witnesses included Shalom, Deborah, and Daniel heard about 20 gunshots. Shalom and Deborah saw a silver van driving away from the scene with its
Shout out to Hood War Stores. You doing your due diligence, fool.
tires squealing. Daniel saw a Black American man in his early 20s holding a large rifle and then running down Myrtle. He then saw another car crash into a roll-up door. The victim and driver of this vehicle was Vincent, aka Pooh, a member of the Ghostown gang, and had an extremely violent reputation in Oakland. He was killed by gunshots to the back of his head. A police investigation ensued. A cell phone found at the crime scene contained numerous photos of Marcel Perry, and DNA on the earpiece and mouthpiece matched his DNA. Marcel Perry, from Acorn, was ultimately found guilty of first-degree murder, shooting in an occupied vehicle.
Getting first-degree murder for getting your earpods caught at the scene is crazy work. And a mouthpiece, whatever that means.
And felony gun possession. He was sentenced to 55 years and 8 months to life in prison. At this point, the on-site shootings and constant bloodshed turned the small community of West Oakland into a battlefield.
Police responded to reports of a shooting and car crash on Martin Luther King Jr. Way and 27th Street in West Oakland.
Mind you, y'all seen how big it was. What? Oh, I ain't gonna speak wrong, but what, 30 blocks, something like that? Y'all niggas getting busy.
Just after 7:15 p.m., Chief Armstrong says 3 men died at the scene, 2 found with gunshot wounds. The cyclist appeared to have been hit and killed by a car.
From all accounts, the bicyclist appears to not be involved in the initial shooting incident.
Police closed off the streets as homicide and traffic units remained on scene for several hours, combing through evidence, interviewing witnesses, trying to figure out what led up to the shootings.
It really highlights the fact that there are far too many people in our community with guns.
p.m. Ernest, who was from the Ghostown gang, was in a car headed towards Sycamore Street in his turf. Armand was driving, and Ernest was in the front seat with LaQuisha. LaQuisha was a crack dealer, and at one time headed the Q team, which was allied with the B team. Both teams were subsets of the Ghostown gang. Jason, Duder, and 2 other girls were in the car as well. LaQuisha wanted to buy some weed, so the group headed toward the Oakland neighborhood known as the Lower Bottoms, driving through the territory of the rival Acorn gang. Jason then saw a man he thought was Deontay, or Birdman, an Acorn member who had knocked out Jason's tooth in prison. Jason and Ernest convinced Armand to turn the car around. Armand then made a U-turn, drove back, and parked in a lot by the housing unit. Ernest and Jason got out the car and entered the housing complex. They did not see Deontay, but they saw James, who was walking from his home at the Acorn housing unit toward Green Valley Foods. Ernest then proceeded to aim and fired multiple shots at James, striking him numerous times.
Remember, it could be on at any second, any minute, you feel me? Gotta know what's going on.
Face and from his distinctive bow-legged walk. Police arrived at the scene soon after the shooting and found the victims unresponsive. Both victims died at the scene. Harris, who was the suspected shooter, left the Bay Area for Seattle within a few days after the killings. While in Seattle, he posted a video showing him and some friends at a social gathering. The video shows him flashing a distinctive medallion that belonged to the deceased Nario, which was reported to police as missing after his death. During the same time period, he added numerous posts to a Facebook page he maintained, using his aired-out nickname. On December 2nd of 2010, less than a month after the murders, Harris posted the following message. "Yeah, I knocked him down and his niggas know I did it. Instead of getting with it, niggas snitching like bitches." Harris also told his Facebook audience, "Don't fuck with no snitches, little bruh. Niggas get knocked down every day, bitch. Y'all gonna forget."
Now, I don't know if this was started and these wild niggas is just on the internet going crazy, but that is what you do not do.
Them niggas next month. Damn, y'all been running y'all mouth. That shit ain't never good for your health. Believe that. A few months after the killings, a sergeant obtained a transcript of electronic messages exchanged between Harris and his former girlfriend, where Harris admitted to the killings. His former girlfriend was close to one of the victim's mother. For this reason, she copied her exchange of messages and emailed it to the victim's father, who eventually forwarded it to the sergeant. Jay Harris, also known as Air It Out, was convicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder. He was tried as an adult.
Now, let me know if y'all think all of that shit is worth it. You feel me? The cycle gonna keep on going, like I'm saying. Y'all let me know if it's worth it. Y'all let me know if it's not. You know what I'm saying? But the real ones that need to speak is the one in that situation. You feel me? And it's always a way out. You hear me? With that being said, remember, all money ain't good money, and slow motion damn so better than no motion. Man, if you happen to be new to the channel, go ahead and bang that subscribe button. Spam up that like button, get us in the algorithm. We're gonna keep them trap doors open. There's different levels to this, and I'm not talking about in the streets. Open to giving out the game, because people, you know, they need it. You hear me? Y'all do what y'all do with the global gang. We on this journey.
The state switching lanes, me and Dre like we racing. All this ice around my neck got me froze like a glacier. On the road with your bitch to a date, I'm about to